So what does innovation really mean? What is the role of technology? One simple definition is that it's increasing the unit level output of labor or of other capital goods. So one very simple statistic on the business is land use. So if we look at land use of our business versus traditional production methods, we are 1,000 times more land efficient. So what we're doing on 50 acres, if we did this with the existing technologies that have been used traditionally in aquaculture, we would need 50,000 acres to produce the same amount. And that, of course, comes with lots of economic advantages and environmental benefits, in addition to just being land efficient. So the fact that we've combined different types of aquaculture technologies instead of just one method, and we've layered modern tech through it, which includes AI, drone delivery of eggs, and a few other features that we've built through our value chain, has enabled us to be an incredibly efficient player. And this has enabled us then, from a very simple standpoint, to make fish affordable and available to many, many millions of consumers who it wasn't available to before. And so just as a scale change, the cost of fish in Kenya at an average village is 40% cheaper than it was 10 years ago. That's not adjusting for the loss in dollar value. So it's a very substantial affordability change, which is now, of course, being followed by many millions of consumers eating fish on a regular basis versus not in the past. So what is the role of technology and what does that really mean? I'll give you one example. So we've done what I would call a social innovation in our business, which is we've taken a piece of our value chain, which is the egg production, and we've moved that to partners. So we've gone out to the community. We've said, does anybody want to join our value chain? Here's how it's going to work. Here's what the economics could look like. We'll share risk. And there's a very high sign-up rate. And so, well, in the beginning, it was one guy, and then it's now snowballed, and there's a very high sign-up rate. And so we now grow our eggs in partnership with community members on their land. Now, that started to scale our business. It's actually, we doubled in size last year through this model. So our egg production doubled, and that allowed the whole business to double. But there was still a challenge, which was in Africa, the road system's not very good. There's not electricity. And so we were having a hard time accessing more partners. I think we can still scale that way, but there's limitations. And so we thought, well, what would happen if we just fly a drone there? And so we hired a drone, started playing around with it, and the drone ends up being 1/10 the cost of a truck, 10 times faster at delivery, which is important for us because the eggs are fragile. So 6 minutes versus 60 minutes for transportation means much better egg health. And from a scale perspective, instead of just villagers who are along the roadside, which is where we started the program, all of the villagers, which is most, who don't have road access, do have water access because we pump the water up the hill, and we can actually we can have anyone join. So now we have this massive growth potential through our community. And so combining the drone with the social innovation of saying, hey, let's take a risk. Let's see if our community can become a partner. And then combining all that together is leading to much faster scale for us.